Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Na me, Chairman Capo Daniel. I dey come today for una because we'll be in a very, very complex situation where if we not be careful, not be only our people that go remain confused, but it will be impossible for we forever get out of the quagmire we will do for inside. For behind me, as una go watch her, na video for a mami the way they don't come off for Buea. They protest about their picking the way Cameroon military, then can't catch them for Kale, carry them go lock them for inside Buea day. They ask them ransom. They want a pure kidnapping for ransom done officially by a government, a recognized government, a trained military people them. They can't arrest what people them for inside Bamenda and for Buea on the 8th, Sunday the 8th of this month of September. When I look the video, very, very sad which we were people that they go through under the hands of Cameroon. Sometimes this complex issue them, it will work for the advantage of the enemy. If our people them, they no get leader them, where they feel lead them out of this situation we will find ourselves inside since we join French Cameroon. I want to tell you now one very important thing. The life of our people and their freedoms are the most essential thing in their being. This fight we will fight for inside Amazonia. It get a lot of complex things them where if we not realize them, our people they go suffer even more than this forever. When you there for prison, if prisoner, you feel say the thing where they keep you for prison, now that guard them, now that war them where they keep you for prison, you don't already lost sense. You go to fight for come out for prison, feel say your problem, now those bodyguard and now water them. Your problem, now that chains them. Your problem, now the four corners of prison. No, that is not what is keeping you in captivity. If you try to break out of that prison, if you try to attack that water them, if you try to run, cut your chains them, you go end up for deeper problem. You go end up for dungeon, for isolation. Your problem, it go get only worse. The first thing for solve a problem, now for know who said that problem it did. Because if a prisoner nobody knows say, the thing where they keep you for that prison now law, the thing where they keep you for that prison, now the magistrate, now the judges them, now they get power for release you. Now the authority, the way they keep you for they get that power for release you. You go instead end up for worse trouble. Because when the people, the way they get that power for release you, the time go come. The people, the way they talk where they go here, now for the water them. Now the fight will be fight them for inside that prison for come out. And they will give you even worse prison sentence. Our people, they suffer under the hands of the French Cameroon government. The pains, it be real. But me gonna understand one thing, say inside the complex situation, we need to be the most wisest people then for come out, like Toroki, for come out for this situation. The weak link will get them, na anger. When person owe your money, when person he don't thief you, he get power past you. The best thing where you feel you want to make you do, na say make you get anger so that you fight. Since we get the problem with Anglophone, our Anglophone problem, the people the way they feel say the reaction for we for fight, for we for become more angry, for we for put gun first. Now the weak link that will get them. They tackle the wrong thing. The enemy wants you to fight. Trust me. This war in Amazonia is a blessing to poor Buea. This is what has kept the regime in place. Trust me. Our cause is just, but we must be very careful how we fight to release ourselves. Our people who are protesting, our mothers who are crying in Buea, where 70 people were picked up randomly in Kale, and even 400 picked up in Bamenda. Those in Bamenda have been largely released. Those in Buea are still in prison for nothing. no charges. The only reason is that they should release money. Those people who are called public conciliator, those people who are in the House of Assembly, that the Cameroon have given this special status to them, where are they? They are all quiet. While the Cameroon military is treating our people like slaves people. They are all quiet. Do you think that Yaoundé knows what is happening in Buea? Because the people who are supposed to inform Yaoundé are the ones who are coming to collect money from Yaoundé. What they need is the news of resistance, not the complaint of our people. We have bridged that gap in several occasions, and we have seen the reaction of those who are actually in charge, who make decisions in Cameroon. These are complex issues. I'm going to break it down to you people. There is the issue of corruption in Glencore that is championed by Akere Muna to show those Cameroonians who are corrupt, who have been receiving bribes to sell our petrol in Sonera. Do you think that the result will help us in any way? Do you think that multipartism will help us in any way? We have tried opposition party. We have tried liberation struggle. Our people should know, how do the people of Chechnya who were fighting Russia, how have they survived? Their country was almost destroyed to the ground. Their youth almost crushed. We have to know the enemies we face. The France that is behind Cameroon is too big for us to overcome. If you don't know that sometimes your enemy, you cannot beat your enemy, you don't know how to tackle your enemy. The problem of our mothers today in Buea, the problems of our mothers today in Bamenda, where their children are picked up by Kale Kale, can be resolved only through one way, successfully. It's through us fighting to put in place the mechanism to fight for a new social contract that will protect our people against such abuses. A pacifying means for liberation is the only effective way we can free our people from what is happening in ground zero. It takes wisdom to understand how to manage the pulse of the heart. Our first instinct will be to be angry. Yes, we have all the right to be angry. Yes, we should be angry. Our response should not be led by that anger. If not, we will tend to attack the prison guards. We will tend to break the walls of the prison. And when we run out, we will be caught. The punishment we are going to receive will be worse than what we are receiving. Do not forget what keeps us in jail, what keeps us in chain. It is the system of the France Afrique that we must master and find a way for us to survive within the system by our people. We must understand that fighting for regime change, trying to become an Anglophone president in Cameroon will never work. The power structure to fight against Cameroon is like trying to fight against the Communist Party in China. We should forget about regime change. Fighting for regime change will only keep Paul Biya in power, will only help them. Trust me. Picking up arms to go and fight Cameroon government will only help them. Trust me. Atanganji Paul succeeded to be a minister in Cameroon by instigating Alabukam, by having an alliance with Ayabacho. This issue of pushing our people to fight is the weak link we have. Mumu, deso, a weakness na anger. When you push it, say me fight, you don't win it. It be difficult for understand and it be difficult for accept because now we be the victim of this Cameroon imposed rule. We must find a way to survive as a people. And the only way for us to survive, it will be to make a deal with the regime in Yaoundé on how we can survive, on how we can live like many minorities who needs to find their own place to survive in countries like China, in Russia, where it is dictatorship, even in North Korea, even in Myanmar. Where is Aung San Suu Kyi today? Our people must ask themselves, how can we protect our people from such abuses of Kale Kale, for such abuses? The only thing we can do, trust me, is to accept our situation and then look for a better solution, which is to negotiate and force the system that we are not a threat. We are not a threat to the regime in place. We are not fighting for regime change. We are not a threat to France's control of our petrol and natural resources, because we cannot defeat them, we cannot win them. Somebody will say that we should fight and die. Those people are not people who will be dying on the front line. It will be our suffering people. Trust me, I've shed tears, I have fought, I've built army, I've built capacity to fight this regime. And I realize that the more we fight them in this manner, the more we give them the strength to stay. The best way we can beat them is to fight for a new social contract that guarantee their interests in our territory and give our people a space to breathe and survive and thrive. This may be very controversial for you people to understand, but I talk to you today like somebody who have walked the corridors of diplomacy, who have seen evil in its eye. We are living in a war of a modern day jungle, in a river where the sharks swallow the smaller fish. That is the reality of the war. The war is not heaven. We must try to find a place for our own people. And how do we find that place? May God help us all. If we choose the wrong path, we will end up in total destruction. Everybody must know their limit, and we must be wise. If we pursue this path that PRAP has envisioned, to seek for a new social contract that will guarantee devolution of power in Cameroon, we can succeed to put in place safeguards that will protect our people from such abuses. The regime in place care less what their own Leviathans, vampires, they do with our people. They will not care. We must meet them on that table and negotiate. Otherwise, the people like Atanganji Paul, Gala Gerard, Moja Moja, Padia Sanga, Konda Titus will have their way, and our people will remain in this very sad situation forever. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. We have come with wisdom. We have come with understanding. And we plead with our people that it is for the greater good, for the interest of our own, that we have chosen this path for us. Align. Let us seek a new social contract, a new deal for one Cameroon, two people. This is the only way we have. It is not the way we want. It is not the way we would have. But it is the best way to protect our people. My own country people, the people that are so dear to me, that we took up risk, personal risk, to fight for our freedom. I'm telling you what can free our people. The blacks in America fought against segregation, a form of apartheid. For centuries, they could not win. They fought for equality, they could not win. Because those that have anger amongst them were left to thrive. They were even supported by the FBI and the CIA. Because what the enemy is afraid of the most is that which is the core of his own being. The American blacks, they succeed to win segregation because Martin Luther King invoke that which is very critical to the core of the white people. He said, I have a dream that one day black and white will work together. His reaction and invocation was not the divide, was what break the will of the white racist and fascist people in America. He said, I have a dream. He didn't took the way of the Islamic State that wanted a separate state for black people, that wanted black people to even leave America and go to Africa and Ghana. He invoked what was critical in the heart of people, of the white men, that which brings them together. Their conscience were pricked. That is how the segregation and discrimination against black people collapse, and how black people achieve what they could not achieve through other means. Because Martin Luther King realized that fighting them was helping them. There are many other ways to resist, but we must choose the most effective way. Nelson Mandela did not defeat apartheid by fighting. He started up, of course, like a fighter, like all of us. But when he realized the force of his argument, the appeal to the conscience of even those white people, he cracked them. Gandhi of India did the same thing. We are faced with an enemy that we cannot beat, who is entrenched in high places we cannot tear down. It's as big as Chinese Communist Party, as Vladimir Putin, Russia's leading coalition. We are faced with an enemy that if we try to change, if we try to defeat and beat, it will be like a prisoner trying to get out of jail by breaking out of prison or attacking the prison guards. A wise prisoner knows that is invoking that law, touching the conscience of that judge, that will eventually let him free, and he will be free indeed. You can be free as a fugitive, or you can come out free as a free man. What we offer for our people, the solution we bring to the people, is a freedom to get them free indeed. And that is to fight for a new social contract, to invoke what is in the heart of even Francophones, that we all have been, as black people, as one people under the Germans. There is no interest of the French people to see our people going through Calais. There is no interest of Francophones to see people like Atanganjipo, Ngala Gerard representing us. They have no interest in that. We must realize that. That is how we got Moja Moja in prison and Ngala Gerard in legal trouble. And that is how we must free our people. Everybody have tried to bring Moja Moja down. Nobody succeeded. When I led a delegation in Canada, my first success was to get Cameroon to stop Moja Moja propaganda and hate speech against our people. It succeeded. Today, I've succeeded to put him behind bar. Believe it or not, it's up to you. Believe it or not, it's up to you. A woman who carries a child will know that it is not allowing that child to die that is going to give you justice. It is not. This is the war we live in. God bless you all.